have to really know what it is that you want. I have conversations with people all the time they'll tell me, I want success. I want to be wealthy. They say these vague words, they say these vague things, but they never really elaborate. They never really go into depth. They're never really specific about who they are and what they want to achieve. And that's why people never really go anywhere. So let's start with that. Are you vague in what it is that you want? Do you have this generalization of who you want to become? And if you are vague, most of the time, that's going to be a reflection of the habits and results that you have today because you're not specific, right? I'm going to go get my book and I'm going to show you guys something while I keep talking. So you want to make sure you're specific. Now, generally, when I'm mentoring people or I'm having conversations with people, naturally, I just talk people head off because I like to leave them with increase. Like I just shared with you, Sean, when you're dealing with people, no matter at what capacity, you want to make sure you leave the impression of increase. The impression of increase is what value or what is something that somebody left and took away from you. Not just impression of increase as far as looking wealthy or something like that, but really, and what you said to me really changed my life. Man, what you said to me, I remember that. So that's impression of increase, right? It might just be the energy. It may be a hug. It may be something you say, right? So you can't really see it, but this notebook is, I printed it out last Monday and it felt like it took all day, but it's filled with all my goals. I'm very specific in what it is that I want. So I went public last week and I shared online that I'm going to secure my first 7-figure account, right? So we started that. And then the reason I brought this out, guys, is I want you to understand being specific, all right? So the first couple of pages is some scriptures that I go by. Then I talk about, I have my why next about, overflowing abundance and want to provide for generations to come. And my why is my family. And it started off with my grandmother, right? My grandmother. So I wanted to get her a handicap van. I printed off a handicap van at the beginning of the book. And so it's just different things like that. The next thing is what's in it for me. And then from there, I have my goals. I have it written out what my plan, like literally verbatim. This looks like a resume. This looks like a business plan. So that's how specific you want to get, right? And for those of you who don't know, I'm a day trader. So I have my trading rules. I have a daily prayer here. I have my net worth that I want to accumulate in every single business. I have the plan on how to accumulate the net worth in each business entity. How many customers, how many clients, how often I'm advertising, what I'm going to invest into. Some different quotes from people that I have studied and it's just reminders of, just sticking to the vision. I have my trading plan in here. I have what I'll be allocating my money to, right? Because I'm a 7-figure trader, right? And one thing you want to do is get into the feeling of now. My question for y'all right quick is when you get to your vision, right? When you get to that goal, you get to that desire, right? Somebody drop one of your goals in the chat box, right? What's one of your goals? Drop that in the chat box for me. All right. Drop one of your goals in the chat. And now remember, you got to know what it is what you want, right? So somebody said, buy a car. Now, so Sean, I'm going to be very transparent. That's vague. It's vague. What car do you want? What's the year? What's the make? What's the model? What's the color? Right? What is it that you want? It's a movie out there somewhere. What do you want? The Notebook. The Notebook. It's a little love story. And they end up separating, and years later, and the girl sees his face in a magazine, and she goes down back home to see him because she was in love with him, and she was shocked to see she just forgot about him because her parents hid her from her. Anyway, when she gets to the house, and they they rekindle their relationship, etc. But he gets frustrated with her because he's like, "What do you want? What do you want? Say what it is that you want, right?" So Sean said, I want to buy a Nissan Altima 2020 paid off. So Sean, and every single person on this call, let me ask y'all, so does anybody have goals? Yes or no in the chat box? Do you guys have goals? Yes or no? So I can know who I'm talking to on the night. You can at least drop yes or no. Do we have goals? Yes. Do we have them? Not? All right. Now, one thing I need you guys to understand when it comes to goals, you can never be afraid to declare what your goals are. All right. So when it comes to whether I ask them or whether you're having conversation with people, now everybody ain't got to know your business. All right, be careful who you do share your goals with, but at the same time, never be afraid to declare who it is that you are. So when I went on social media last week and say, hey y'all, I'm going to show y'all my journey of becoming a 7-figure trader. That's very bold. That's a lot of belief. Why? Because I know I'm going to do it, and I know I'm consistent, and I have the skills and the ability to do it. Sean just shared, I'm going to buy a Nissan Altima 2020 paid off. So, Sean, what is the color of the Altima? I know it's a 2020, and then you cannot speak in terms of I'm going to buy a Nissan Altima and pay it off. You have to get yourself in the presence of I have it today, right? So when people see me, my maintenance person came in my house the other day and she said, "Are you a millionaire?" I said, "Yes." And she said, "Can I touch your hand?" Now I couldn't go into preacher mode because I was in the middle of something, but I wanted to tell her, I said, "Well, do you want to be a millionaire?" Well, just be it. Everything starts in your mind. So Sean wants this Altima. Sean, you got to say, "Hey, B, I have an Altima. It's a 2020. You got to understand it. You have to physically, you have to spiritually and emotionally and mentally possess it. It has to be already paid off. B, I got a 2020 Nissan Altima. I got the deed to, it's the title, excuse me, D. I have the title to the car. I remember the day I was able to pay for it in full. That's the way you guys have to embrace and really digest and absorb yourself in your dreams, right? That's the difference between the 1% and the rest of everybody else, is that there is no gap in between possession. Whew, right? There is no gap in the possession. So when the $1 million hit my trading account in the physical world, it won't be a surprise because I've already, first of all, it's right here on the cover of my notebook. All right, let me turn this blur off right quick. All right, let me just show you guys, because I'm only saying this because you guys can get yourself in that space. All right, settings. I wish they just make this less. Okay, here we go. All right, so you guys see, this is a 7-figure. This is $1 million, a 7-figure account, right? So when it happens in the physical, it won't be really a surprise to me. I'm just like, okay, well, I've been had this 7 figures for the past 2 years, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, right? And this is what I was saying, you guys, I have everything printed out. It's in sections, right? My goals, my dreams, how I'm gonna do it. Then this whiteboard behind you, it has every single thing I needed to do with one of my projects. It's pretty much all done, right? Where I'm going to travel, places I'm going to do, things I'm going to buy, right? So this is my question for you. Have you actually gone there, right? So you can't speak as if you don't have it already. That is what you guys have to understand. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your faith. All right, I'm say it again. You don't rise to the level of the goals. You fall to the level of your faith. Your thoughts are your currency. So when you go ahead and say, hey, like for instance, I said, I got to get my body in shape, right? I got to look. So I'm down 8 pounds, just so y'all know that. So I'm down 8 pounds. But I'm like, I weigh what I already know that I am that person, right? I maintain those habits. I maintain those certain routines and things that I need in place. But I already move and operate as if I'm in my best shape, all right? I'm already at the best health that I want. I'm trying to fix this thing, all right? So that's what you guys have to understand as well. Now, do you lack commitment and the ability to sustain over time? Yes or no in the chat box. Do you lack commitment and do you lack the ability to continue to sustain over time? Yes or no? Do you lack the ability and commitment to sustain over time? Right? There we go. You don't lack the ability. All right. You have to make up in your mind who you want to become, ladies and gentlemen. You got to make up in your mind who you want to become. You got to become that person today. All right. You got to trust God's promises, even if you can't see the manifestation of his presence. Okay. You don't need to physically see God. Like you can feel him. It's this, the goosebumps that raise up on your arm, the things that happen. And you said, man, I can't believe that happened. Or there had to be nothing but God. He's always around. He's always helping you. He's always guiding you every single step of the way. So I like I said in that call a couple of weeks ago about the power of assumption, you have to learn how to master that. You have to learn how to really study that and get yourself completely involved in what that really means, because everybody makes their goals seem like it's so distant or so hard or so complicated. You literally just got said earlier, just do the habits every day and you'll get what it is that you want, right? when I say, hey, I'm gonna be a 7-figure trader, and people, people was congratulating me, etc. But it was like, I want to know what is it that you want to what are you afraid to even publicly declare? Because if you're afraid to share something that you're going to achieve, then you don't believe it. There's no way that you believe, I'm not going to be afraid to share anything. All right. Lately, I've been looking at Porsches had never really caught my eye like that. But I was like, I kind of like that 911 turbo. I kind of like that Panamera. I said, I might have to go ahead and cop me one. So I've been looking at them. I've been studying them. I said, do I really want one? Because I'm a Lexus fan. All right. They're reliable. They're sustainable. They don't give me no problems. All right. I focus on longevity. Like, I don't want nothing that's nice and break down quick. Right. So, so I'm a Lexus person, but because I'm a 7-figure trader, I was like, you know what? On the second million, I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and get me a Porsche. That's what I said. I said, the second million, I'm going to get a Porsche. So I was like, let me start looking at Porsches, right? And once I really believe that I want one, because I don't know if I want one yet, then I'm going to say, hey, Sean, I got me a Porsche. And when you said, well, B, let me see it, I'm going to send you a picture, right? So do you have the Ultima on your phone, Sean? Do you have it printed out? Do you see it? Is it in your pocket? Do you see it at all times? Are you in your Toyota Corolla right now and you got a picture of the Ultima on the dash? Like, that's where you got to get to, guys. You have to change what it is that you're saying and you're doing. If I come to your house right now, will I see your goals on the counter, on the wall? Will I see your goals with you at all times, right? Will I see your goals on your screensaver or on your phone? That's what you got to understand, because you don't operate as if you don't have it. It's all that you see. That's all that you feel. You got to put yourself there. You got to go to the end, right? The problem with a lot of people is that they don't take massive action, right? They don't even tell people their goals because they know they're not going to do the work behind it. That's another thing, right? It's why I do have a goal, or I do have some dreams. No, that's just wishful thinking. That's just wishful thinking. Goals means you're working towards this, action being applied towards it every single day. The language of the poor is I'll try it. I got a guy right now who's who talks about time. And I was like, bro, get time out of your system. Your goals are dictated about what you're doing every single day. When I went live and said I'm a 7-figure trader, I said, y'all, it'll probably physically manifest in 3 years. But I say I'm that today. So what does that mean? I need to understand what it means to manage a 7-figure portfolio. I already wrote out. I'm gonna have let me look. I got a 7. I want you guys to understand this so you can go do it for yourself, right? So I put in here what I'm doing with what I'm doing with my current 7-figure account, right? So it says, financial advisor, top 10%, then I'm going to put 100,000 into an emergency fund. And then I'm going to buy these different life insurance policies to counteract the interest rates and market volatility, U.S. treasuries, bonds, index funds, right? Buy some real assets, get some real estate or get some RETs, which is like you get residual income from different investment properties. I already know where the bag is going, right? Your goals may be a better communicator, have a better relationship. Some of your goals need to stop being in relationships and focus on yourself. Focus on your mindset. Pick up some books. Go to some classes. Get on YouTube. YouTube has so much. How much? Yes, in 1 second. YouTube has so much data about developing your mind. There are so many books about developing your mind, developing your emotions, knowing who you are. Don't crave so much to be with somebody. First of all, you need to be craving anybody. It needs to be God. Your spiritual relationship. When you seek God, things will be added unto you. So if you're not, from a scale from 1 to 10, and 10 being the best, if you're not your best mentally, if you're not your best emotionally, if you're not your best physically, financially, I tell people you need to get to a 10 and then focus on being in a relationship. Because if you're adding anything less, then for me, you're doing a disservice to another person. That's just how I feel about it, right? Now, and at least if you're working towards being a 10, great. But if you're not doing anything at all, you need to go focus on yourself and figure out who you are. What's your identity? What value can you bring to the relationship? Because what happens a lot of times is people clash because one person is growing and shifting, and they're becoming intolerable to things that because they're no longer the old version of themselves. So the person that they're currently dating, they may start feeling impatient and tolerable because they're evolving, they're becoming a different person. So I tell people a lot of times, do work on yourself. So when you begin to look for that partner, or that partner, you attract that person to you, then you'll already be vibrating on the person that you truly desire. What type of person do you want to even be with? Listen, print them out, right? Hair, nails, thighs, all that height. You need to know what they look like. All right, Mr. Sean, you had a question.
You got me laughing over here. You off the chain. No, I was telling you at the beginning of the call, like, you know, and I think you said this a couple of like calls ago, how you love results. And I just love to hear people's results as well. Like I love to hear their journeys of like,
No,
man.
Sean, I don't love results. I love habits.
Oh yeah,
Results,
okay.
yeah, results are a byproduct of the habit.
Yeah. So my question was like, um, like when you first started trading and stuff, like how long,
Trading,
how
okay.
yeah,
Go
like
ahead.
how long did it take you to like see the results you wanted to like get to in trading it?
Oh, that's a good
And
question,
how long did you
John.
wait,
Three
wait, 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 wait,
years.
wait,
Three,
wait, wait,
three. It's still the result is not this. It's right here, Sean.
3 years? But look. Okay, so you had a goal to like, because I don't know if everyone knows your story on the line, but like you had a goal to like leave your job that you was at before. But like
Okay.
how did you know that like did you wait until you started to like become a profitable trader to leave, or like how
Heck
did
yeah,
you
I could leave that job. I ain't gonna have no money.
so
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so like what like before you started to see like results that you could like can sustain you to be able to be like, man, I quit this 9 to 5, like how many years did that take you?
It took as much time as it needed, Sean.
Mm.
If it would have took me 8 years, I never focused on time. I still don't focus on time. I still don't. I said on the thing, if it take me 10 years to hit this goal, if it take me 15, 20, I don't give a flying fish about time, because time is an indefinite continuation of the past, present, and future. Look up the definition of time. Look up the definition of time. The definition of time is a indefinite continuation. Let me make sure I say it right. Came right up. An indefinite continued progress of existence and events in the past, present, and future regarded as a whole. All right. Time is an indefinite, means never ending continuation of progress of events. It's an indefinite continuation of progress of your existence in the past, present, and future regarded as a whole. So I have no relationship with time beside the fact that my alarm goes off to do certain tasks. Now that's what you call linear time, but that's a measurement. All right. So that is a point of time as measured in hours, measured in minutes. But that's what you have to. So when you live on you live on the physical plane, you are measuring your day by setting alarms. You're measuring and allocating certain slots of an indefinite. Ooh, when you are using a linear clock, when you using your watch, you are taking a measurement of an indefinite moment. Woo! And you're allocating a task towards that moment. But to look at time as a whole, it is the past, it is the present, and the future at one time. You got me? Y'all with me? I hope y'all get. I'm telling you,
I'm with
so
you. I'm
many
with
people, huh?
you.
Come on.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Oh, okay. So many people give up on their dreams. They don't pursue their goals. They get discouraged because they have no idea that time is an indefinite continued progress of events in the past, present, and future, regarded as a whole. So what I'm saying to you guys is I announced that thing on March 13th. Hey guys, it's your girl B Burrell. God gave me a vision to share my 7-figure journey with you guys. I'm going to show you how I became a millionaire. Became is past tense. I'm going to show y'all how I became a millionaire by compounding 500 trades at 1%. Now, and today, in this moment, that was a week ago, right? When I announced it, that was the present. Today, it now makes it the past. This notebook makes it the future. But because my belief and my consistency, it was regarded as a whole. And I'm going to what? Have focus and consistency to make it come to pass. But for me, it has already come to pass because I wrote the vision, like Kiana said. I printed it out. I see it. And I do what I need to do. In the spiritual, the mental, and emotional state, there's one more state left, and that is the physical state. Because time is a past, the present, and future. So even when you ask me, well, how long did it take me to learn how to trade? It took me the past, the present, and the future. That's what it takes. So when people are pursuing them goals, and you guys are pursuing your goals, oh man, it's been 5 years. I've been trying to look. I've been saying I'm gonna drop weight for 4 years now, right? But I had to finally make up in my mind to do the right activity, to do the right action. Now I'm down 8 pounds in a month and a half, just from doing the right action. All right. So you guys have to understand it doesn't. So somebody gonna say, well, B, how long did it take you to lose 8 pounds? Linear time, if you need a clock, it was 6 weeks. But when I made the commitment emotionally, physically, and spiritually, it was the past and the present and the future all at one time. I hope y'all catching this, man. So it doesn't matter time. I wish I could smash every clock on this planet because it literally makes people quit. It literally makes people give up on their, man, it's going to take me 2 years. I got a young lady I mentored. I said, hey, the time is going to pass regardless. You might as well plan for the passing of time, right? Now, that can be regarded as a clock or that can be regarded as the past, present, and future. Either way, this today is going to be the past. The ultimate that Sean wants is the past, the present, and the future. He spoke it today. If he writes it out and he prints a picture, that's going to be the present. And when he physically has it on hand, that'll be the past. Come on, be real, right? So it all is just one entity. It doesn't matter about the clock, guys. So as you're pursuing your goals and your dreams, stop looking at the clock. I'm taking piano lessons right now. My aunt said, I guess it's never too late. You're never too old. Like, age ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Y'all, my grandma passed away at 75 years old, still wanted to open her a new grocery store, still want to do all these things because she never regarded her lifespan by a clock, right? So if you can learn to separate your relationship with a clock, then you'll achieve every single thing that you want. Because when you guys are looking at these people who have made it, when you look at Jeff Bezos, 24 years later with Amazon, right? 24, Amazon was used to only, I don't know how young y'all are, but Amazon was only an online bookstore. They didn't have Amazon shipping. They didn't have no website. They had a website, but they didn't have all this, the stores, the grocery stores, the logistics, the transportation. That junk is crazy now, right? Jeff Bezos didn't say, man, it's going to take me 5 years to become a billionaire. Man, he wasn't thinking about that. He was only focused on the vision. He was only focused on the goal. And as you continue to progress, as you continue to progress, then the law of attraction states, or surplus power, if you will. Guys, once Sean gets the ultimate, Sean may ride that thing till the wheels fall off, but at some point, he's going to desire what? Something else. Success is a moving target. That's why you got to make sure that you have goals, that you're always moving towards something. It's okay to continue to move towards goals. It's for some reason, especially in this economy, it's like everybody is brainwashed to say, I'm going to graduate high school, go to college, good grades, and stop having goals. It's like a freaking hypnosis or something, right? Go to school, go to college, good grades, have kids, get married, and hate the rest of my life. Right? I see it so much every single day. I'm like, bruh, why do you work? Why did you go to college? Like, why are you doing these things? Now, if you didn't do it out of your own thinking, that's okay. But now, if you have a shift, a lot of people want to take their lives because they don't have any fulfillment inside. Right? So you have to really, really hone in. Why are you doing the things that you want? People see, I want to be a full-time day trader. Okay, but what is it you're doing besides trading? Y'all, Trading is putting a button on the phone, and then the money. I'm trading right now on this mindset call. Y'all, like, I'm on the money is at work. So what do? Do I sit on my couch all day and just look at blue numbers, right? Or do I let my money go to work and I have a conversation and I do impression or increase where I give value, right? So people have the dream of being a day trader. Okay, cool. Some people have a dream of being a artist, a mechanic, an architect, a nurse, all right, an entrepreneur, a business owner. You do not stop living your life because you want financial freedom. I don't know where it's coming from. Let me say it. You don't stop living your life and giving value just because you want financial freedom. John Maxwell is a millionaire. John Maxwell has written the most books. I think he has the highest sales. He's a leadership and a spiritual leader. Somebody said, John, when are you going to retire? He said, well, doesn't retirement mean doing what you love? And they said, yes. So he said, well, I'm retired. He said, I'm not going to. Hey, wait, hold on, Siri. Siri, looking up John Maxwell. So you don't stop living your life just because you want financial freedom. That don't mean you sit on your butt all day and become a bum because you can afford it, right? You still continue to give value, whether that's to yourself or to other people, all right? So now let me pause. Do y'all get it when I mean print the vision, write the vision, put the vision all over your home? Do y'all get that? Yes or no in the chat box? Be specific, study what you need. And if you don't, maybe you don't even know how to write the plan. Reach out to somebody that has what you have, or get on Google and stuff and just research. Who do I need to become? If you want to be an architect, step 1, do this. Step 2, do this. Step 3, get into. When I was in high school, they taught us something called an outline. You could have through the main bullet points, and then you have the little subsidiary bullet points, but you got to be very detail oriented what it was that what you need. You find out as much as you can because God gave you the ability to research, to seek. All right. I just went through for the past 2 or 3 weeks. I've been looking for a new broker to trade with. I didn't find one initially. I joined a new prop firm, and then a week later, after I joined the firm, I just found the company because I wasn't satisfied. I said, God, you got to have what I need. And I finally found me a broker after 3 weeks of research, right? So I was constantly seeking. I was still having that desire. So you got to seek the information. And this is what happens. Sometimes you'll have the information, you'll read it and don't even realize you came across it, because that's happened to me before. And then once you go into prayer, you go to bed, you go to rest, you may pop up in the middle of the night, or it might be early in the morning, and you're going to have the spirit going to speak to you and give you, the voice is going to speak to you, right? The subconscious mind is going to speak to you and give you the answer that you've been looking for, right? Because you got to get your conscious mind out of the way. Your conscious mind be thinking too much. It's pushing you too hard. So you need to go to rest, go to sleep, and then boom, it like, bing. Y'all ever had the midnight, in the middle of the night, something just comes to you, right? Listen, I'm in my bag on this call with y'all. All right. But I need you guys to understand it. So I think I answered that right. So we understand what it is that I need to do. But the first question you got to ask yourself is, what is it that I want? After you get all the material stuff out of the way. All right. Because once you get the house, y'all ever bought something new and the excitement went away after you got it? Yes or no? Got some new shoes and they start looking a little dusty. You ain't excited about them no more. You get the new car. Then after about 3 weeks, you start, you see the car everywhere. Everybody got it. Your excitement isn't there anymore. You get the new weave, new nails, new haircut. You're feeling good. You're looking good. And eventually the excitement begins to fade. Yes or no in the chat box. When you have purchased something, you bought something, that one moment, you got it. And then that desire, excitement started to, disseminate. It started to go away. Right? That's why your focus can't just be about possessions. You'll never be fulfilled with just possessions because you're constantly, it wears off. Good word. It'll wear off. That's why you got to always have goals and be working towards something. I told a friend of mine, I said, dog, I was sitting there looking on, I had opened up the Instagram and I saw Steph Curry's wife, Aisha, I think that's her name. And she was promoting a cookbook or something. Then I just went to her profile. I said, man, she lost a lot of weight. Then I noticed that she was promoting a couple of different things, right? Then I love The Rock. I love his work ethic. Dwayne Johnson. I was on his page. And I said, let me ask y'all something. Oh, this is so good. Sean, if you go to Oprah Winfrey right now and ask her how long did it take her to become a millionaire, what you think she's gonna tell you?
I don't even know, honestly.
Do you think it's important of what if she gave you a number, do you think that's important?
It's not important because everybody's success story is different. Like what may take her 5 years could take you 2 years. Like it
The
just
time is never important. I want you to
it's
embed
never
in your
important.
brain.
Yeah, it's never
The
important.
time is never important for every single person. I'm gonna tell you why that important. Because Oprah Winfrey is a billionaire, and she has her network. She does her book club. She still does interviews. Why do people still work when they secure wealth, y'all? Warren Buffett, Dwayne Johnson is in his bag. He has a tequila business. He owns a football brand. He's still doing. Why do people work after the money, ladies and gentlemen? That's why y'all can't get so caught up in the bag. Get the bag. But once you get the bag, there's so much life to live. There's still so much you can do, right? That's why I need people to understand. You build your wealth, right? You don't want to just have high income. You don't want to just make, it's people making $250,000, $500,000 a year, $1 million a year, and they only have high income, but they have zero net worth, because if they was to lose every single job or every single source of income, and that's why I'm so hung up on becoming wealthy and having a net worth, because I said, if all your sources, if all your streams of income cut off today, how long can you live off your net worth? If everything just snapped away, how long can you live off your net worth? Right? So you get the bag, but you go out here and you live and you thrive and you flourish and you impact lives. Right? Why does Kevin Hart have a fitness brand? Why does Kevin Hart, like, y'all got to understand it. That's why I tell people they got the bag, but they're still. Rihanna is a billionaire. She just launched a kids line. Still having babies. Right? Do y'all get what I'm trying to explain to y'all tonight? Your life doesn't stop at becoming financially free. It doesn't stop. Kim Kardashian, she has one of the top selling Skims line with some spandex looking things, right? These people go to a celebrity page and somebody is still selling or promoting something. They're still looking to, there is the expression of God with them seeking expression. Because if you just, now there will be a point, people do still travel and do those things, but even to some degree, when you don't travel the whole world and did so much, the experiences is only going to be so much, y'all. There's excitement in impacting lives. There's excitement in giving value. There's excitement when you can just continue to have fulfillment and giving expression. So that's what I need y'all to know. Because people say, well, B, what you going to do when you hit 1 million? Bro, the same thing. I'm still showing up on this call on Tuesday nights. I'm still dropping music. This doesn't change who I am because I'm already it today. Woo, woo. I hope y'all getting this. Right? I hope y'all getting this. There are a lot of wealthy people who are poor. Did y'all know that? They're like, it don't make sense. There are a lot of wealthy people who are poor because broke is money, poor is mind. There are a lot of wealthy people who hate their lives. There are a lot of wealthy people who don't have an exciting life. There are a lot of wealthy people who are completely unhappy and they want to take their lives. There are a lot of wealthy people in horrible relationships that are getting beaten, right? Abused. So wealth doesn't mean peace of mind. It doesn't mean happiness and joy. It only increases who you are and what you're doing already. Okay? So I need you guys to really, really, really understand that. So I don't want you to become, that's why I got a guy right now I'm reaching out to and I'm talking to him and I've been asking, because I ask questions because I need people to really be specific, because people be so vague a lot of times. I'm like, you're really not aiming towards nothing. You just giving me a generic response, but you're really not, that's not a goal, right? I got one of my guys right now say, hey, he said, hey, I want to live a successful life. Okay, well, what does successful mean? Like, successful could mean you making $4,000 a month, your bills is $1,500 and you chilling at the house. That could be successful to you, right? What does that mean? Elaborate, get specific, print it, see it, write it, talk about it, visualize it. And then every single day, take 5 or 10 minutes in a quiet space. And I want you to close your eyes and I want you to go there. Can I ask y'all, how do you feel when you go there? All right. Some people shared their goals, some people didn't. So for those of you who have a goal, and some of us have several goals, I have several goals, right? When you think about that goal and you go to the end, when you go to the end today, Sean, when you go to the how does what's his name say it? The present future. When you go to the present future, or when you go to the distant past, whoo, it don't matter. You could call it past, present, and future. When I go to the past, when I go to the past of my goals, when I go to the past of my 7-figure account, let's say it this way. When I reflect on this 7-figure account, how do you feel? Right? How did I feel when I bought my Porsche? I felt, Sean, how did you feel when you got that Altima, man? Right?
Like I made it.
Right? He said he feels like he made it. You should. Now, this is the key right here, Sean, and everybody on the call. You, every single day, you got to go there. Okay? And you got to stay there. So the difference between you and somebody else, the only difference, you can have the same exact goal. The difference between you and that person is going to be who can stay in that feeling the longest. The feeling of possessing it already. The feeling of possession. The feeling of I have it today. Who can stay in that feeling the longest? That is the law of attraction. That is how you're going to acquire those things. And being aware of, okay, of course, you got to get your deposit up. You got to make sure your credit is right. You also want to have your house in order. All right. We ain't out here crossing our fingers and just hope things happen. You got to move with excellence. And you got to sustain the feeling of having it today. You got to sustain the feeling of the past, present, and future all at one time, because they're just one. Y'all with me? Yes or no? Yes or no in the chat box. I hope y'all getting this. Let me know. Let me know. Something called the law of diminishing intent. That's when you have the urge or the idea to do something. You like, man, I should. Like, for instance, something hit me to do. I'm building one of my websites, and I said, oh, I need to add this to the site. I said, I need to add this form to the site. So there's two things that can happen. If I act on it, all right, if I act on it, then it's going to boost, and I'm going to be able to attract everything that I want from taking that action. If I don't act on it, it's called the law of diminishing intent, which is also called procrastination. But the law of diminishing intent means that the spirit gave you the action. The spirit gave you something that you needed to take action on, but you kept putting it off, and the excitement wears off. The excitement leaves, and you no longer prioritize doing it. And then it just gets buried underneath everything else that you didn't act on. And this is the thing. You also have to understand that God will also put you in a position to remove you from situations. You got to give praise and glory. For instance, if you were let go on the job, or I'm gonna give you something real crazy, Sean. I just thought about this. I always wanted the LS 460. I was driving around with the picture. I had it on my vision book. And I'm gonna tell you what happened. I had a couple of notes, maybe like 2 or 3 notes left on I had an ES3. So I had my blue Lexus. I'm just called the blue Lexus. The blue Lexus, I loved that car, but I always wanted the LS. So I had started saying, I'm gonna get me an LS. I got hit in the back. The hit don't even look like it did anything to the car, but they said they totaled the car out. I could have drove it off and went home, but they totaled the car out because the airbags came out. Guess what ended up happening, Sean? They paid off the car, gave me a check, and I bought an LS 460, and that's what I have today. And I was like, I know the guy put me in the accident for me to get that. Like, I was like, I don't know, I didn't get hurt. Nobody got hurt, but there's also creation and destruction. Come on, B. Burrell. There's also creation and destruction. So when you are praying and you are pursuing a thing, when some things are going to be removed so you can make room for what it is that you need, for what it is that you desire. You may want increase you may want a new job. God may make a very uncomfortable situation happen for you to leave or for you to get fired so that you can get fed up enough, because some of y'all have to go through a chaos and go through a crisis for you to take action on what it is that you want instead of just naturally pursuing it. Somebody got to have a heart attack and have a dang near life death experience before they decide to prioritize their health instead of just naturally doing it. Right? Some people got to be at the hit rock bottom before they finally pick up a financial book, before they read the book, before they research. Something life don't have to be hard, y'all. We just got to stop being lazy. Life ain't hard. Just prioritize what you do. Operate in excellence at all times. If you hate your job, and I don't want to use that word, but if you just absolutely don't like your job, I still want you to go to work doing your best. I want you to be the GOAT, because what happens is you're going to outgrow that space that either they're going to fire you or you're going to end up leaving. But because you operated in excellence and because you gave your all, there's an opportunity that you're going to attract to you because you still gave your all. You always want to leave the impression of increase. I don't give a flying fish how bad people treat you. Because what it is that you're feeling, whatever you feel is what you're attracting. Oh, I'm tired of that job. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of, I don't want to go to work today. Guess what? It's going to go away. Because complaining is still a prayer. Because your prayer is based off of your desires and how you feel, not necessarily just what you speak out of your mouth. It's whatever you speaking, whatever the feeling. Oh, let me say this right. Your prayer is your feelings and what you speak, whatever is congruent. That's what you're praying for. So you can say, somebody can say, man, I want $1 million. But in their heart, they say, I really just want 10. And they're going to get 10K, not $1 million. Because what they felt was 10,000, not $1 million. Does it make sense? You cannot have a two-way prayer. Your prayer is based off of what your desire is, not necessarily what you're speaking. Okay? Your words create your world. Your words create your world based off of what you feel. Come on, be for real. Your words create your word based off of what you feel, ladies and gentlemen. You feel. All right? There are people saying, I love you, baby girl. I love you. But they don't like them in their heart. All right? And it don't work out. It was a lie. Okay? So that's it, y'all. I said a lot. But you got to go there today. If you don't get nothing else tonight, past, present, and future are regarded as a whole. If it's a goal, and this is what I tell people, this is really what it just boils down to, ladies and gentlemen. If it's a freaking desire, it doesn't matter the time anyway. If it's something that you want, time is not a factor in it at all. I want to lose weight. I don't give a flying fish how long it takes for me to drop 20, 30 pounds. I want the goal. So I'm going to do it as long. You got to pursue it like you got these crushes. I tell people, you got to crush on some, ooh, dang, she look good. Ooh, dang, he look good. Listen, you need to pursue that thing until it's yours. You ain't worrying about the clock. Stop worrying about the clock. Right? People live and die by the clock. That thing, listen, we don't have our visit on this planet is temporary. Right? We all just visiting. Go get what you want, bro. Stop being lazy. Stop procrastinating. Stop giving a flying fish what people think and say. They're not even chasing their goals. Y'all so busy caught up in trying to get validation from people who don't even have a freaking goal. Right? I don't give a flying fish about what nobody else is doing. This is my life. I got to create today. Now, with the time that God has given me, I got to take action for me. Because when I'm dead and gone, guess what? They going to drop a little couple of posts, rest in peace, be Burrell, and they ain't thinking about me no more. You guys have to understand. Focus on what it is that you want. Go after what it is that you want and operate as if it's yours today. Who do you want to become? That's why people keep saying it. Who do you want to become? And then go ahead and became it. All right. That didn't make no sense grammatically. Y'all get what I'm saying. Became it. Okay. I became. All right. So I hope y'all got some value. And I hope y'all go there. Please go there. Be there. Live in that moment and sustain the feeling of already having arrived. Sustain the feeling. And you gotta keep, and this is the thing, you won't sustain the feeling by your own strength. That's why you gotta meditate and you gotta trigger your senses. All right. So what do I do to trigger this possession that I have already? I look at it every day and I just laugh. I said, man, man, it's so crazy that I hit this account. And then I go to my compound sheet and I said, wow, I really secured all these. I did 500 successful trades. This is amazing. Ain't nobody gonna be asked, B, how long it took you to hit 1 million? They don't care about that, Sean. They just glad that I hit it. Right? Dang, kid, you lost 20 pounds, girl. How long it take you to do that? Time. I'm gonna start answering people past, present, and future. That's my answer. What time is it? Past, present, and future. How long it take you to get that car? Past, present, and future. I hope y'all with me, man. Get what you want, because it's yours. Just be consistent and just do it. It's so easy to get what you want, man. All right? Get out your own way. I love y'all. What's our hashtag tonight? Past, present, and future. Who are that? Pee-wee. I'm kidding. Past, present, and future. Go to the Generational Wealth community chat. And our hashtag tonight is past, present, future. Because y'all know what that means. They ain't going to know what that means. Just tell them to Google it. Past, present, future is our hashtag tonight. I'm going to drop the community chat in the chat box right quick for those who don't have it. All right. We got a lot of new people that popped in, and I'm feeling good, man. I hope y'all feeling good. I'm feeling like the past, present, and future. Sean, here you go. All right, so that's our link to the community chat. I thank you guys for tuning in on tonight. I wish you continue to trust God every single step of the way. It's already yours. When you believe, there's no doubt, there's no hesitation. You got it. All right, past, present, and future. I'm celebrating you right now. Have a blessed night. I'll see y'all next Tuesday, and let's get it.